This week's Working Class Hunter video tech tip is brought to you by Muddy Outdoors. Thanks guys, and welcome to Working Class Hunters video tech tip of the week. This week we're going to talk a little bit about using a camera slider. I'm going to show you a small little video, a couple clips of how I created a do-it-yourself camera slider. All the components were purchased by Lowe's for under $30. You don't have to go out and spend a lot of money. That's what we're all about, Working Class Hunter. It's the guy that actually has to work all day, doesn't have the extra income, and wants the opportunity to create the real good footage as the big guys do in the industry, and to create quality footage. And that's what we're trying to do here at Working Class Hunter, just to, provide you guys with some information, some pretty cool tips to make your hunt successful. With the camera slider, you can do a lot of different things. You can take your DSLR camera, place it on here. You can take a GoPro that I've got here. You can create some very unique shots, some good pan shots and stuff for your B-roll footage. Works really well. We have the option of the C channel on the bottom here, which allows you to put this on a tripod. Gives you a good, very smooth, fluid action for your panning shots. You want something in the foreground, you want like a tree or something like that, you can be coming around as the hunter's walking in, walking around the truck. You can even put this on the tripod and put it up at an angle and create a unique shot as the hunter is climbing this tree stand. Works really well. Take time, take a look at the video, and let us know what you think. We'll be using a aluminum C channel for the bottom brace that will help connect the slider to a tripod. 2 pieces of conduit, 1/2 inch in diameter, and 1 short piece of 3/4 inch PVC pipe. We'll be using 4 PVC tees, 4 5/8 2-inch bolts, 4 nuts for the 5/8 bolts, some lock washers, some sheet metal number 12 3/4 inch screws, wing nuts, 1/4 20 by 3/4 inch screws and nuts, is a can of flat black spray paint, felt, pretty much any size with sticky back on one side, metal plate 3x7, 2 framing brackets, next step is to take the rubber mallet and bend back the lumber truss to make a 90-degree angle, and this will be our brackets for our C channel and our conduit pipe. Now that we got both of our brackets bent at a 90-degree angle, we're going to take some C channel. We're going to place it directly in the center on the 90, all the way to the back. We're going to mark it with a Sharpie. We're going to mark our C channel in 2 locations so we can put our bolts with our lock washers in, and we're going to do this on both sides. After you got your bracket and your C channel pre-drilled, you're going to take your 1/4 20 3/4 inch bolt with lock washer and nut and place. At this point we're only going to do one side. We're going to leave the other side alone and don't put it on, so that gives us the opportunity to make sure that we can slide on our conduit. I'll show you that in one of the next steps. Okay, our next step is to put the conduit onto the bracket. We take a 5/8 2-inch bolt, pre-drill the bracket 5/8 inch hole, bolt through, put a nut on to keep the bolt from moving on us. Like so. And then we take our conduit, and a ratchet. Now that we got our 5/8 inch bolts in the other end of the bracket, and we got our conduit cut to length, we need to take our 4 T's and take the 3/4 inch PVC and cut some 1/2 inch collars to put inside of the PVC. This will allow us to actually use the collars and the T's to slide over the conduit. We're going to dry fit this right now and see how it fits, and then we'll actually measure and create a piece to go between the 2 T's so we have the correct length. Once that's done, we'll put some felt inside of here to make it slide very easily and properly. Okay, now we got our center pieces measured and cut, put in place. Everything's dry fit. We put our bolts back in, put our conduit back in line. You have to tweak a little bit and adjust. I did take a little bit of grease and put on the conduit just to make it slide a little easier. So kind of how it's going to work is just going to slide across very slowly and easily. Okay, we got the top plate mounted. I got a GoPro mounted here just to kind of show you. You can put a DSLR camera on there, your normal video camera. Slides pretty good. I did take some light sandpaper to the conduit, smoothed it up, and put a little bit of grease on it, WD-40 or whatever grease you want to use on there, just to make it a little slick. Did put the felt on the inside of the PVC T's. One thing I did notice that the felt that I had got was a little too thick, which was the only thickness that they had at Lowe's. I did cut those in half, so I made them about half of what they were originally, which worked out a little bit better. I'm sure over time they will wear in and give it for a little smoother action. Here is the camera slider mounted onto my tripod. That's the reason for the C channel on the bottom, so you can actually mount it to your tripod.